Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about how to make an indelible impression upon someone else. I use the word indelible because it reminds me of something that my grandmother told me years ago. She's long gone now, and she was a factory worker back in World War II when all the men went off to war. And when all the men went off to war and there was a lot of women left back home, the men who were still here and not overseas were notorious for making moves on married women. And a lot of times they were successful. My grandmother was hit on by a guy, and he tried to make good with her, and she wasn't having any of it. And he was relentless. And I think he was married. In fact, I know he was married because of what she did. She actually took indelible ink and smeared the backside of his steering wheel with it. So when he got home, when he got in, of course, he got all over his hands, and he had some explaining to do when he got home. He never messed with her again. That's why I use the word indelible, because you can make a lasting impression by doing this one thing. There's a lot of things you can do to make a lasting impression. In fact, when you get done watching this video, I want you to go back to one of my other videos that I've made a while back. I think it was back in July. It's called 7 Ways to Make a Lasting Impression. It'd be a good complimentary video to this one. So today I'm going to talk about the art of handing out compliments. Handing out compliments is so powerful. I'm going to talk about how powerful it is. I'm going to give you a positive example, a negative example, and I'm going to hopefully give you a little bit of guidance on the proper way to do it. Now, a positive example of the power of a compliment is one that I did share in the video that I just referred to, 7 Ways to Make a Lasting Impression. Now, if you don't mind me repeating it, it's just so powerful that, and it's so touching to me that it's just the best one I have. I could come up with others, but you need to hear it. It's worth repeating. My father has gone on home to heaven it's been quite some years now, but in his last days he was bedridden. He couldn't do anything. He was pretty much a paraplegic at that point from complications. But he was in his last days. He was on his bed, and my son was 3 years old. My oldest son was 3 years old, and he was very quiet. He's a very quiet, shy boy, not very outgoing. He didn't talk a lot. We couldn't get him to talk for quite a long time, and he's just very stone-faced, and he doesn't have any kind of an issue or a handicap or anything like that. It's just his personality. He's outgrown it now, but at 3 years old, that's how he was. And so my father, he had some fun with the kids before he got ill and before things happened. So he had some good memories with them. But my son Dashel, we call him Dash, he just wasn't very talkative. Well, anyway, we had bought him what we call an Armor of God outfit. It was something we bought at a Christian bookstore. It was the breastplate of righteousness, the sword of the Spirit, the helmet of salvation. I can't really remember exactly how that goes. You may be a little familiar with it. But anyway, if you can imagine what a knight looks like, what a little kid looks like dressed up as a knight, that's what he had on. And he walked into the room where my dad was at. I was talking to my dad, and my son Dash walks in at 3 years old. My dad turns his head, and he looks at Dash, and he says, "Dash, you look so good in that. That looks so sharp on you." And my son didn't have much of a reaction because that was just his personality. And my dad passed away not too long after that. And my son is now 16 years old. And for many, many years since then, on a regular basis, my son still says to me, he says, "Dad, I remember when your dad said to me, I looked good in that." And, he doesn't remember much about my dad, to be honest with you. But he remembers that. He remembers the compliment. It made him feel so good about himself. He never forgot it. And that formed the way my son thought of my father. Now, that's the power of a compliment. That's a well-placed compliment. It's very touching. This story is very touching to me. Now, I'm going to give you a negative example of the power of a compliment. Here we go. This may be where you might have a little bit of disagreement with me, but probably not much. Bill Clinton. All right? I don't like Bill Clinton. A lot of people don't. He's just... but I will have to say this. He's known for his charisma, and he's known for being able to sway people to his side despite his misgivings. Now, you say, well, I know what he's done. He couldn't win me over. You would be surprised. And I've read several biographies on him, and I'm just amazed at how, first of all, I'm amazed at how bad he actually is. Second of all, I'm amazed that despite what he's done to people, he's able to win them back. You know how he's done it? He's done it through compliments. He's won hardline Republicans who hated him in the White House, congressmen, senators, people on the staff. I hate him. He wins them back. You know how he does it? By complimenting them. He knows how to offer a compliment. And it just amazes me that these men who are in these positions of power can be that easily swayed. But it works. Even though that's a negative example of how the power of a compliment, take it to heart, learn from it, because compliments are just they just go a long ways in forming the way people think of you, and getting people to remember you, and helping you develop charisma. Now, what I really want to stress to you today is make it a point to compliment others. You say, well, you might be saying, well, I don't feel comfortable with that, especially if you're a guy and it comes to women. Well, you have to be careful with women. A lot of guys don't compliment women right. They'll say, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful, you just don't know what you do to me, you're just so amazing. And women hear this all the time. As far as women go, having a wife and daughters makes it easier to know how to compliment a woman. Because they'll say things to you like, didn't you see my hair? Didn't you notice my hair? Haven't you seen my nails? I did my nails, you haven't noticed? Women want to be complimented on specifics. Compliment them on their nails, compliment them on their hair, compliment them on a characteristic. They love that. Now, there are women that want to be told they're beautiful all the time. Those are the ones I generally don't even compliment at all, because they're getting plenty of it, and that's all they really care about. So you have to pick and choose who you compliment. But don't be afraid to compliment people. And men, don't be afraid to compliment a woman as long as you do it specifically. And you have to be genuine when you do it. There's a difference between compliments and flattery. Flattery is not genuine. Flattery is insincere, and it's meant to get something from somebody. It's meant to manipulate people. And you say, well, I think a compliment could manipulate people. Yeah, that's true. A compliment could manipulate people into liking you more and feeling you can get them to feel good about themselves. So it is a form of manipulation, but it's a positive thing, has a positive effect, and it can be genuine. And that's what you need to focus on, is being genuine in your compliments and that making someone feel good by pointing out something that's true about themselves, and they won't forget it the rest of the day, and they probably won't forget you. They may not remember your name, but they're going to go on with the rest of their day going, someone said something nice about me, and it made me feel good about myself. And that's what some people need to get through the day. Just having, just making videos and putting them on YouTube. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I don't have an overwhelming amount of viewership. But when someone makes a comment and says it's a nice video, you know how that makes my day? I'm not asking for that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not asking for that. I'm just saying that that compliments affect everybody, including the ones who are telling you that you ought to be giving compliments out to people. All right, guys, I hope this meant something to you. And if you have any questions about what I just said, feel free to ask me. Comment below or message me. I will be happy to respond. If you like the content, please hit the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to go watch my video, 7 Ways to Make a Lasting Impression. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.